Kathy Kress again, and we are doing the playlist Relocation of an Elder, and we are in the second episode. And we are going over what's home mean anyway if you're going to take an older person out of it. How should you take them out? And if you do, how do you replace what they lose, which is the same thing that home means to you. And home also is sociological. And what do I mean by that? You get to set your own rules. You know, I don't let people wear shoes in my house. That's a rule. I don't like people cooking in my kitchen except for me. Does that sound OCD-ish? I guess so. I make my own rules. When you move to a higher level of care, you have to go to somebody else's rules. Say if you move to an over 50 community, your bushes can only be 5 feet tall. That's not your rule, but you got to conform. Bushes are like that. If you move to assisted living, you only eat at 5. And you might be used to eating at 7, but no, you can't do that. That's how you run an assisted living. You got to have rules, but that's basically what happens to older people, that they have to adjust to this whole new set of rules that they did not make. And it really affects a person's history, because history is a part of your home. And I blog along with us, so check out the blogs. But I talked about, I have my grandparents' dining room set. I got that by a miracle. I won't go into the long story, but it came to me from California. I loved the set because I was little and I could see those bulbous legs as a little girl. And it means everything to me. That's why I went into aging. I loved my grandparents, Anna Mae and Ike. I can see my grandfather, who was a bookie, sitting in the corner in this light of his apartment where they had plastic curtains, but this beautiful 1933 gorgeous dining room set. So it has history. So what's going to happen to me when I get older and I may have to move? Well, somebody bring my grandparents' dining room set's pretty big. I don't know. And that's what I mean by your history. You know, there's a lot, a rocker that you rocked your baby in. And there are ways to deal with this, but you have to be aware that you have to take some of the older person's history or delegate it. And then it's really body-centered as well, moving, and also your home. Because you basically, you're again on autopilot. I talked about this before. You know where the light switches are. You are used to the light being in a certain way. That you're on autopilot. I live in a reconverted attic because we reconverted our attic. I can go through, it's a slanted roof because it's an attic, and I never get a concussion. Because my body's on autopilot. It knows where to duck and where not to duck. People that first come up, it's not like I'm not living in a mole house. It actually has a bedroom, a bathroom, a living room, an office. But that's body-centered. I know exactly. I get stimulation, and I also am on autopilot. And we have a friend named Gertrude, who's 90 and lives in a assisted living, and she actually, in her house, it's the most beautiful house in the world with all this light. The house that she moved from, and this is her third move, was recreated in this assisted living. All the art, and when you walk in, you just get the greatest feeling, because this is a great artist, that she's just hung everything in the perfect way, and that it was rehung. And actually she moved this weekend because they're renovating her unit, and they moved it exactly so that her body's centered, which is what you love about home. All this light and stimulation is right there. So all these things need to be taken into consideration when you're going to move somebody, whether you're a geriatric care manager or a family, which is maintenance, stimulation, support. The house supports you. The rules, you got to go by somebody else's rules. Their history, my grandparents' dining room set, and light, art, and sound. And all of that needs to be taken into consideration. Also, you know, they can't live there anymore. So we're going to do episode number 3 next time. Go to my website, kathykress.com, and I'm blogging right along with us. So go to my website and see my blog.